In this video, I'm going to tell you about the most beautiful beaches in Panama. People, Panama beaches are paradisiacal, but there are so many options. There are the more remote ones, there's the Caribbean part, the part below the Pacific. There are several important tips you need to know in order to organize your itinerary and find out which beaches are most worth visiting near Panama City. So guys, give us a like, subscribe to the channel because that's gonna really help us a lot, and that's it. Buckle up. Well, let's go guys, this is my favorite video in the Panama series. I've done several of them. There's the All the Panama Tips video, which is very important, watch it later, how to travel cheaply, where to stay, but the beaches are undoubtedly my favorite part of Panama. They are paradisiacal beaches, just like the ones we're used to seeing in photos and videos. So if you're planning a trip to Panama City, get ready because you're going to have some great beaches to include in your itinerary, but it's not such an easy task. And why? Because it's not like that, there's such and such a beach, just go. No, there are several beaches scattered around, and the further away you go, the more beautiful they are. So that's the big challenge of organizing the itinerary. Here's a beach that's 20 minutes from the hotel. Oh, here's that one that's 3 hours away, but it's one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. There is a 1.5 hour one that's in between the two, so I'm going to explain everything here so you know which beaches to visit. I visited almost all of them. I like beaches, so you can include several of them in your itinerary, guys. Trust me on this because it's my favorite subject regarding all the trips to all the places. So let's go without further ado. So let me start by explaining. Panama is right on the border between the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. It's the Caribbean part. It's this part of Panama above of the Caribbean, so it's close to Cartagena, close to Cancun, to all these incredible paradisiacal cities and islands. So this upper part does have that crystal clear Caribbean water, green, calm, natural pools, the most beautiful thing in the world. And the lower part has beaches that are also beautiful, not quite the color of the sea, but even so, by the standards we're used to, they're beautiful beaches that are worth a visit. Gabriel, but if it's much prettier up there, I'll go to the top ones. That's the big question. Everyone who travels to Panama, the overwhelming majority go to Panama City, which is the most famous touristy place. Everyone goes there. It's difficult for people to go to another city. People usually make a connection. Panama is the hub of the Americas, so everyone goes there, stay 2-3 days. So people stay in Panama. That's where you arrive. What happens? Panama City, it's down there towards the Pacific, towards the sea, which is the least beautiful. When I say less beautiful, don't think it's ugly, for God's sake. It's just that the one above, it's a bit more beautiful, but the one below is also good. But Panama City is down there, so to get up there, it's 3 hours by car. I'll explain everything to you here, plus the boat, it's a bit more difficult logistically. That's why I have to explain it, so you understand how it works and you don't get lost while making your itinerary. You have to pay attention to a lot of things and think things truly. So without further ado, let's go. The first beach option, I'm going to talk about the closest one. Panama City has the sea. It's bathed by the sea. It has a coastline, the coastal belt. It's a beautiful area where you can walk around and see the sea, but there's no sand, no strip of sand. So the nearest beach, 20 minutes away, is called Playa Bonita. It's very nice. It's beautiful. It's the closest. It's very beautiful. It's worth it if you want. Practically take an Uber. You will be there in 20 minutes. It's super fast, and there are 2 big hotels, but it's close. So there are 2 big hotels there. We really liked the Greens. Check it out. It's the Greens Playa Bonita. If I'm not mistaken, I'll leave all the links to the hotels we stayed in below. Take a look, compare the prices. It's all here in the video description. And there is these Greens. And the great thing is you can choose between 2 options. Either spend the day there, because Panama City is more about shopping, restaurants, those beautiful skyscrapers, the modern city. But if you want to enjoy a day at the beach, you can go there for 1 day and use the hotels they use. You can go to the Greens and get a day use. We did it and it's very good. And you stay there, I think, from 10 in the morning until 6 relax in the evening and you use the whole hotel structure. You can use the bars, restaurants, toilets, chairs, parasols, and you pay a fee. It's not high, it's worth it. It's much cheaper than a daily hotel rate, and then you can enjoy the whole day in paradise, in the sun, in the sea, almost Caribbean. It's not the Caribbean yet, but it's a great option. It's the closest and it's a nice option. Anyone who wants to can also stay for a day or two. It's a very good all-inclusive hotel. It's very much in the style of those other Caribbean hotels, you know, which are very complete, very resort-like. It's a delight, and you can also stay 3 days in the city and 3 days, 2 days there, so it's the closest and easiest to get to. It's not the Caribbean yet, as I said, but it's very beautiful and totally worthwhile to stay. And then you continue to the left, an hour and a half from there, there's a very famous beach that's more for kite surfers. There's also one that's 3 hours away, but I think it's a bit different. I'm going to talk about the ones I think are most recommended. There is an island, very beautiful. There are two. Bodega Island is much closer. It takes about 30 minutes by ferry. You take a ferry from there, from Panama City itself at the port. It's super quick. It's $10, $15 a ferry. You book in advance on the internet and you go on your own to this island. Take a walk. It's a very nice island, very cool. But there's another one that I think it's much more worthwhile, which is a little further away. It takes an hour and a quarter by ferry. It's a little more expensive. I think it's $20, but it's a beautiful island. It's called Contadora Island. I still don't know why it's called that. It's not a very attractive name, but the island is beautiful. It's quite big. There are about 6 beaches around it. There are lots of hotels to stay in, beautiful mansions. It's a very beautiful place. I think it's more beautiful, different, and more paradisiacal than Playa Bonita, so that's my tip. You can take a tour there, get there, walk around, go on your own to a beach. You can do it any way you like, or you can stay on Contadora Island. There are several hotels. I'll list the one we stayed in below. Take a look at the link. It was very nice. It's close to the beaches. They pick you up at the port from where the ferry arrives. They pick you up there. They show you around the islands. They're very welcoming. They can lend you a bike to go to the beaches, and then if you want, I recommend that you stay there for a couple of days or 3. You can visit the beaches. It's a very cozy town, very beautiful, and it has a much better tourist and hotel structure than Blás, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is that part of the Caribbean. So it's a place with structure, good food, air conditioning, electricity, something a bit more comfortable and more structured for tourism. So this is the Counting Island. It's a very good option. It's also great for day trips. You can take the ferry there and back, or you stay a day or 2. I think it's totally worthwhile. It is a beautiful place. And now let's talk about it. I'm sure you're wondering, Gabriel, when are you going to talk about the Caribbean? People have this thing about the Caribbean. It's really incredible, sensational place. It's worth trying to go to focus on the Caribbean. Now let's talk about the island of Blás, which is the main archipelago in the Caribbean, in the upper part of Panama, which is very famous and everyone goes there. Why does everyone go there? Because it's beautiful. It's a place unlike anything we've ever seen in your life. It's very different because the islands are small, so they're like islands out of a movie. Whichever of these islands you go to, they all look the same. They're beautiful and you can see the end of it. It's really cool because it's like a movie. You're standing on one side of the island and you look down, you can see the other side where it ends. Unlike the other islands, which are larger and they require a car, those you can get around on foot. And these islands are no longer under Panama's jurisdiction. They are governed by the Gunayala region, which is an indigenous people who created the rules there. It's no longer Panama's rules and laws. If you set foot on their islands, they're in charge, their rules, they say what they want. But what happens, each island is generally looked after by a family, and that family only has permission to exploit the area. So they have their own bars, a few rooms for you to stay in, a restaurant. So it's a much more cultural thing. You will have great access to their culture and the native people there. This is sensational. It's a very nice trip, but it involves more logistics. Why is that? Because it's further away. So from Panama City to Blás, it takes 2.5 or 3 hours by car on a road that has a lot of curves. So take some medicine if you suffer from a motion sickness, because there are a lot of bends. Then once you get there, you take a boat for about 20 minutes depending on the island, which takes you to the island. So it's a bit of a walk to get there. Many people go and stay there for a day or 2, but the hotel structure there isn't even a hotel, guys. It's just a bunch of farms that the families themselves raise. There's no air conditioning. clean, there's no structure, no floors. It's the bad, it's tidy, it's an incredible experience, but just so you understand that's different from other places, it's much more rustic for those who want this experience with nature to completely disconnect from the world. It's very nice. If you like that, it's one of the places you will most enjoy in your life. So you can stay there. My tip, which islands do I choose? Go to the website that will leave you a link to below, which is the website where we make hotel reservations, which is the largest in the world. I'm sure you know it. It's one of the only websites that has all 20 hotels on these islands registered, so you can go there and search, enter some Blás, the date of your trip, and go through the room options. This room is nice, go to this island, they pick you up, give you all the instructions on how to get there, and then you make your reservation there. Then you stay as many days as you want. But there's another option that's the most popular of all, which was our choice. We ended up not sleeping, which is the round trip. It's a tour they take you with an agency that picks you up from the hotel in Panama City. You go with a car, the car has to be 4x4, so you go with a nice car that can handle this trip. It gets you there early in the morning. You arrive at the port about 8 in the morning, take the boat that they have already arranged and get on the boat with them. They stop first at a very beautiful island. It varies, right, depending on the agency, but they're all beautiful. You will get to know the island, you will probably have lunch with them. It's already included in the price. There's rice, salad, and fish, all from them. Very nice because they do everything on the island. You get a bracelet. It's a great package and all-inclusive tour. We paid around $145. I'll even give you the link here. It's a very good website, guys, where we buy all the tours, the tickets, the excursions for all the trips there. We bought this one. Take a look down here below. You click on the link here and search Sam Blas Tour. They describe everything perfectly. There's a guy there who speaks Spanish. They also speak a bit of Portuguese. They speak several languages. They're super nice, and with them, they already have contact with the family, so they will arrive on the island. They will already know the family. They will already know how it works. They will explain a bit. They will give you tips on how to behave, what to do. It's very good because it gives you greater security, and then they take you there. You have everything included. It's a tour that has food. It has everything. You spend almost nothing there. You can buy a beer, a drink, a snack, or something like that. There are some stalls there. You can explore as much as you want, but you've got pretty much everything on this nice package. And that's at least what we did, which is the standard. You visit an island and then you visit the natural pool bank, which is beautiful. It's on a sandbank there with almost no waves. It's a beautiful pool in the middle of nowhere. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. And then it goes to a second island. They usually do this, 2 islands with a natural pool in the middle. Then when it's about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, it's a 3-hour drive back to your hotel in Panama City. Is it hard? Yes. It's tiring, of course, but it's worth it because it's unlike anything we've ever seen in our lives. And on the way back, you will probably be asleep, you'll be tired, you will have woken up early, you will be anxious to get to know the Caribbean. The return trip ends up being even quicker than the outward journey because you're probably asleep of all the hustle and bustle. So now I don't know if I've helped you put together your itinerary or if I've managed the mission of organizing the beaches more complicated. It depends on the days you're staying. If you're going to make a one-day stop in Panama, I'd tell you to explore the historic center, the old town, it's nearby. Maybe if you have the whole day, you could go to Isla Contadora, take an hour, get to know it, stay 2 or 3 hours and come back. If you really want to go to the beach, then it's not worth going to the Caribbean and doing all that. It all depends on you. If you just want to shop, stay in Panama City. If you want to mix it up, you can make several itineraries, several different options. It's up to you. I've tried to help as much as possible, guys. Down here in the description of the video, as always, I'm going to leave all the links we use to make our trips, which we've already discovered, which we know are cheaper, quality places that don't give us any problems. So you can trust me, use the links here as a planner, a guide for your trip. Your trip will be much better and much cheaper. The prices are incredible. The travel insurance is sensational. Half the price that insurance companies or travel agencies charge. Car rental, if you want a comparator, is very good. The hotel website is also the cheapest of all. Tickets and tours, the digital account, because everything there is in dollars. If you take this digital account that I'm going to give you here in the video description, guys, you will have your account in $15 and you will spend a lot less on currency exchange. There are lots of tips. Watch the videos, you will like them, and you will have a sensational trip to Panama and of course to all places in the world. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot. And don't forget to check out the other videos which are very good. I'm going to highlight all the Panama tips. It's the most important one of all for you to watch, and next to it, it's the playlist with all the other videos for you to watch. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much and have a nice trip.